Hello, welcome back to our topical solution series for IGCSE at Maths 0606. In this video, we're going to look at the topic of logarithmic and exponential function. And the questions that we have picked for this video is from February-March 2019, paper 1-2. Let's go to that question. It is from question 5. Let's read the question. It is given that log base 4x equals p. Giving your answer in its simplest form, find in terms of p. Question section 1. It was given to us logarithm base 4 in the bracket of 16x. Well, as we have learned in the lesson, there are various logarithmic rules and also exponential rules that could be helpful to us. Well, let's launch in this solution. As we look at and study the questions, we note that the inside of the log is the product of 16x. So naturally, it could be convenient if we were to break down 16 and x separately as two multiple components. And the second interesting thing to observe is 16 and the base of 4 seems to have a very interesting relationship. But 16 can be derived into 4 squared. Well, so with that interesting relationship and breaking down of 16x to two multiples, so we have taken the decision that the 16, we're going to break them up to 4 squared and with a separate entity of multiple of x. Then when we have notice of the multiple, then we know that there is a product rule that we can break, let me enlarge it back. We're going to use the product rule to split the multiple into the addition of 2 log base 4, like this. So we get log base 4 squared plus log base 4 x. And the next move is what we observe the interesting of the power of 2. And here we're going to use the power rule with a simple moving of the 2 to the front of the log base 4. That's where we get to 2 log 4. And for this term, we know that it is already reduced to the term that was given to us, which is p. Therefore, without much difficulty, we can just take the p and substitute into the log 4x. And we have obtained the terms of p in that position. Now, with the next move, we have obtained log base 4 plus p. And the next information or rules that we learn is log 4 and the inside of 4. That means the inside of a log is the same as the base. We know that this will be reduced to 1. By doing that, that's where we say 2 times 1 plus p, and that gives us simplified to 2 plus p. And you have arrived at its simplest form. And that concludes your answer for part 1. And let's move on to study the arrangement of the question given in section 2. Given to us log base 4, still the same given base, and we notice that this is the dividing of the x to the power 7 to 256. And with a little number sense, if we have gone through previous experience, we know that 256 can be the exponential or the power of the base 4 to something. Well, if you're not familiar with 256, if you do not remember by heart, 256 is equals to 4 to the power of 4. Well, to not much of difficulties, you can just press using the help of the calculator 4 to the power of what? Just try and error, and without much difficulties, I'm sure you're able to find the relationship where the 256 is the results of 4 to the power of 4. Okay, so from there, with that information in mind, what we're going to do is we notice with the dividing of this two term, we're going to use the quotient rule. Well, that is what we get. We take the numerator to the log of 4 minus to the denominator to log 4 256. Okay, then from here, we're going to use the power rules as what we have mentioned just now. Just move the 7 to the front, and that's where we get the first term as 7 log 4x. Okay, and then the minus, as we have mentioned just now, 256 equals to 4 to the power of 4. And we're going to run the product, or the power rule one more time here, bringing the 4 to the front to get 4 multiply log 4, 4. And again, we have been very familiar, log 4 equals to 1. Then as the next statement, we have obtained 7p as such. Why do we know it's 7p? Yes, this was given to us, log 4x. In the question given, log 4x equals to p. Yeah, that's how we're going to move on. Here we go, log 4 has now become log equals to 1. Then without much difficulty, that's how we get them as 7p minus 4. And that concludes section number 2. Again, then we move on to part 3 with the instruction given to us using your answers to part 1 and part 2. Part 3 states, solve log 4 16x minus log 4 x power of x divide 256 equals to 5. As I have highlighted, the first term, log 4 16x, is taken from section A1, and then the log 4x to the power 7 over 256 is taken from part 2. Then taking respectively the results or the answers of A1, we just substitute them accordingly into the first term of this question. And we do the same thing, the results of part A2, and we substitute into the second term of question section 3. And that's how we obtain them. As I put a bracket so that easier for us to see, this is from part A1, 2 plus p, and this is from part A2, 7p minus 4. Okay, so you have seen that we have translated these complicated given questions into a simple linear equation of p. Well, from here, we know that there is an equation. Yes, without further ado, we will just open up the bracket, expand them. So 7, negative 7p, and you get positive 4. Then from here, in a simple solving of a linear equation, you got 2 plus 4, you get positive 6, plus p minus 7p, that's how you get negative 6p equals to 5, and then you just solving the linear equation, that's how you get 6p when you just plus 6p both sides, that's where you got plus 6p, and then you minus 5 both sides, that's how you get 6 minus 5 without much difficulty. Now you divide 6 both sides to get p equals 1 over 6. And be very careful, do not conclude your answer here because the question is asking for solving, meaning it is not p value that you are looking for, it is x value that you are looking for. Therefore, what we're going to do is we proceed in this by put back the p into its given form, which is log base form of x. This is what we get. Then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to make x the subject so that we will conveniently solving the value of x. Yes, you got it right. You use the formula of interconverting logarithmic function into exponential function. This is what you get. The base of x, this is what you get, equals the inside of the log to the power, yes, the index of 1 over 6. And from here, you get the help from the calculation, giving the answer to 2 decimal place accurately, you will conclude x equals to 1.26, and that is exactly as what is required by the mark scheme. Okay, that concludes the solution for this question. Well, I hope you enjoy the learning and get the revision through the logarithmic rules and also exponential rule accordingly. Put them in place and you will score full mark accordingly. Well, looking forward to see you in the next video. Continue happy learning. Bye-bye.